Marquise. So understand you're into physical fitness. You manage some gyms, things like that. You're in the city of Atlanta. But I also understand that you have dabbled in some alternative things, maybe some cheek clapping,
Booty clapping sounds.
things of that nature. Y'all know I like to use that term, cheek clapping. Yeah, cheek clapping things.
Oh, you don't do your infamous thing no more? You used to always doing a video like this. You don't do this no more?
I don't. Those cheek clapping.
Yeah.
Shout out to my BBWs. You know I love my BBWs.
Yeah, shout out to all the BBWs with little titties.
Yeah. So how did you get into that?
Oh man, I got into that the whole adult film thing, and honestly, I wasn't like one of these well-known ones.
Right.
It wasn't nothing major. A friend of mine, when I was in college, my roommate at the time, he was a few years older than me. He was in school. Just me and him had rented a house together, and he was a photographer. And this is years before the OnlyFans stuff.
Right.
This is before all the different
early 2010s.
clips. So this is mid 2010s.
Mid 2010s.
No, I'm sorry, not 2010s. No, this was like
Mid
2007, 2008.
Okay.
There you go.
Got
Yeah.
it.
So this is back when people were still watching porn. You were still getting magazines or whatever.
Right.
DVDs and stuff were still selling. So he had a magazine that he was producing at the time, or publishing, or whatever he was doing. His cousin was funding it or whatnot. So he would shoot models. And at first it started off with him shooting regular models. They would be half naked or fully naked or whatnot. And so he got into the porn thing because of his cousin. His cousin was like, we make more money if we actually do, actual porn stuff. So,
Right.
And at the time, I didn't really, think nothing of it or whatnot. I didn't really care, So
You just knew he was doing this.
yeah, he was doing it, whatnot. It didn't really faze me or anything because it's just like, oh, okay, you got women coming over taking pictures of them. I'm going out dating and doing my thing, whatever. I'm in college.
So you
or
were
whatnot.
living in the dorms?
No, I never lived in the dorms.
So you guys shared an apartment?
Yeah, we shared a house. He had inherited the house from his family,
Got you.
or whatnot. So I was just renting space there. So me and him became real cool,
Got you.
or whatnot. One day he texted me. I was in class. He's like, "Yo, man, got this girl here. Got to do this scene, but the talent didn't show up. The guy that was originally supposed to do it never showed up. So he was like, yo, you think you can do it? And I was like, I can't do that. All right, I guess.
It's just out the...
All right, that's for him, so whatever. And at the time, I'm real green to it. I don't really know what's going on. I just see a light, a camera, and him saying, all right, this is what I need or whatnot.
Right.
And so he was just like, all I need you to do is just get in this video or whatnot. I'm going to tell y'all what positions we're trying to shoot. Because he would shoot it like, he wouldn't just let it flow all the way. He would just shoot different stuff and then just edit it all together or whatnot. So it wouldn't be this long, drawn out video.
Right.
So that's how he was doing it. So once I did that first scene, I was like, I like this. I enjoy it. I'm 20 years old. So I'm enjoying this. This is pretty dope. So let me know when y'all need me again. So it became a more frequent thing or whatnot. That's the base of it, what it was. I wasn't never trying to make a career out of it or whatnot. It was a few women that I knew that were doing the clips for sale thing. And I remember dating a girl that was doing it. I didn't know she was doing the clips thing. Mm-hmm. I knew she was doing some print modeling and stuff.
Now explain that to people who don't know what clips for sale is.
Oh, clips for sale, it was like was OnlyFans before you had OnlyFans. Right. So clips for sale, you were just selling like little clips and they weren't very long. If you wanted to purchase a long video, it was like maybe $15, $20, but the little short clips were like maybe $4 or $5 at the most. So everything that you clicked on wanted to watch was for sale.
Right.
That was the original OnlyFans, I would say. In doing that, honestly, it wasn't like it brought up some crazy money because I never really pursued it like a career or was trying to do my own thing with it. I dibbled and dabbled in it throughout the years or whatnot.
But this was before you were married and after you were married?
No, actually, yeah. This is before I was married. Yeah, this is long before I met my ex-wife. When I was with my ex-wife, I would dabble in it behind her back and stuff. Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I did. I dabbled in it behind her back. And I didn't tell you this earlier. The woman that I ended up meeting in doing that, I ended up having a child with. One of the women that I was doing scenes with, we started seeing each other outside off camera stuff. Because like I said, all that stuff was amateur. It wasn't like we met on a professional set. We just started seeing each other, dating. Next thing I know, and it happened really fast. Everything happened really fast, back to back. We met each other, started dating. This is before I was officially married, but then we ended up conceiving a child. Yeah, this is before I was married. Now I was with my ex-wife, but we weren't officially married yet. We got married in the midst of this woman being pregnant. Now, me and my ex-wife, we had our first child together in 2011, the year before we got married. We had my oldest daughter. In 2012 was when I met, early 2012 was when I met the young lady that I ended up having a child with.
Gotcha.
And like I said, me and my ex-wife got married in August of 2012. That was a rough year because it was an up and down thing because I knew I wasn't leaving her. I knew I was going to be with her.
How did you tell her?
Oh, I never forget it. It was Cinco de Mayo. Floyd had just fought Miguel Cotto. I remember that fight because I remember that fight being on that weekend, and she suspected something because she knew when I was messing around, she knew I was cheating and stuff or whatnot, but she wasn't really sure of the demographics of the situation. So I remember that night, you know, she was ignoring me the entire night. She had went out with one of her girlfriends, and ironically, me and the woman I was, you know, messing with, me and her was out somewhere. And I remember trying to call her, and she wasn't answering the phone, she wasn't answering. So my cousin ends up calling me. She's like, yo, everything good? What's going on? I was like, what you mean? She's like, yo, just, I'm sorry.
No, we'll cut it out. Yeah, remind me.
She was like,
remind me to cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but she was like, yo, man, she put something wild on Facebook. I was like, well, what is it? She was like, yo, God, you gotta go see it. So I went on there, and she put a subliminal message up, but you could tell who she was talking about clearly. So I was like, okay, that's the reason why she's not answering the phone. She gets home later on that night or whatnot. We're beefing over that or whatever. And that's when I just went on here and told her, I said, look, all right, you might as well hear this from me and find this out somewhere else. But I was like, yeah, the girl that you know of already, that you claim you don't know of or whatnot, yeah, she's pregnant. And this was 2012. This was May of 2012 when I told her, yeah.
And so how did she react to that? Because I know a lot of men, some haven't had that conversation, but a lot of men have had to have that conversation.
Yeah.
How did it go once you told her that?
Oh, once I told her, she said, oh, okay. She was like, you got 2 women pregnant right now because my ex-wife was pregnant at the time, too. She was pregnant at the same time as well. So I was like, yeah, I do. So she was basically saying, oh, so y'all gonna be together now? What's going on? I was like, I don't have no plans of being together or whatnot. So at that time, she was really just trying to distance herself because basically saying that she didn't want to be with me and stuff and whatnot. It was Mother's Day weekend is when we reconciled right after that. Now, she wasn't still 100%, but you can tell she was still being cordial and being active because she didn't want to give up on the family. Then we got a baby coming or whatnot. It was very difficult. And I said, a lot of that was because, like I said, it's my fault.
Yeah.
You know, being irresponsible and not thinking about longevity and how this is going to affect. So I put a lot on her that year, some heavy stuff like that. You know, and like I said, I learned from it. That's one of the things that kind of opened my eyes up, like I said, of being selfish and not thinking things through all the way and not cutting something off at what it was. Because she told me at the time, I remember after that, she's like, yo, I knew you was out there doing your thing and whatnot. I didn't say that I liked it. But one of the main rules is don't bring no babies home. Since she was kicking me in my back for that, and rightfully so, because it was fucked up. Yeah, it was. I admit that. So yeah, it was difficult. I was just thinking more so of the strain that to put on our family, because now here it is. We have a new child. There's another new child coming in, and my children are very young, so they don't understand what the hell's going on. And they're oblivious to all this stuff. We're just trying to clean all that up, and we ended up getting married. And some will say your ex-wife married you to have one up on the baby mama, basically.
That's another conversation in itself.
Yeah.
In terms of not taking that L. You know what I'm saying? That I'm wifey for lifey and whatever. So I definitely get that. Having children by another woman, and sometimes we look at it from a perspective of it's not a big deal, but just imagine what a woman's going through when she finds that out. And I think my sister at the time, she told me something along those lines. When a woman, even sometimes when you break up with her, if she hasn't completely moved on and you have another kid, it destroys her. Yeah. Just knowing that you had a kid with somebody else. Life is experiences, man. Crazy, dumb choices, dumb decisions sometimes, man. And you just move on. So you had that going on. You got introduced to that lifestyle by your roommate at the time. So after you were married, did you ever get back into that? Or it was pretty much done?
Yeah, after my marriage, it was a couple times after that because, like I said, I was more so trying to help him get content up. His biggest thing was he was trying to make money off the content. He didn't necessarily care about, I guess, who it was. He did care as far as the male talent, but me and him had always had a great relationship.
Okay.
He was more so as just trying to get as much content as he could because he was going independent. When he strayed away from his cousin and was putting his own money into his little business or whatnot, he wanted to do it his way. So he wanted to keep people that he knew of or whatnot. He was getting new talent, stuff here and there. Yeah, it was just something time to time I would do to help him, and that was pretty much it. He would just hit me up.
It was just every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then he'd hit me up. Hey man, I got a girl. Are you available to shoot whatnot? And whether I was or I wasn't, oftentimes I really wasn't because I was busy. We lived so far apart. I'm like, man, I ain't driving all the way down there for that. Yeah, he would pay me or whatnot, whatever he could. It wasn't a thing of, like I said, I was trying to make a career out of. It was just more so of trying to get him some footage or whatever what he needed.
How big is that scene in Atlanta?
As far as the adult
scene.
Oh, man, it's very big now more than ever because you don't necessarily have to get signed to a big agency.
Right.
You can do it at home, whether you want to go do it solo or you want to do it with some people or whatnot. But I think somebody said online a while ago that with OnlyFans, you have to have everybody's ID has to be registered online or something because they want to make sure that everybody's of age, everybody's consenting to, they know you can be independent doing that. You don't necessarily have to be, but you can be independent and start your own adult company if that's the route you choose to go with. It's probably more profitable for women than men. With men, in order for it to be profitable, you have to put some money into it and you're going to have to work a full-time job because you have to get girls on camera friendly and look good on camera. Now, at the same time, a lot of amateur stuff is really popular. People like cell phone videos, just spur the moment stuff.
Black Twitter or what is it? Where
yeah. Whereas you see all that stuff, people like that. People pay big money for that. Oh yeah, people pay big money for that because people love that spontaneous stuff on the spot. It's okay with a little role play or whatnot. Just don't get too crazy with it. But yeah, just sex sells. I guess whatever avenue you try to go with it, it's gonna sell regardless of what you're doing. Probably more profitable for women, obviously, because women, with men, you just got to have good footage. You got to have good stuff to put out there and sell, but it's going to be off the strength of a woman. Unless you're doing stuff by yourself or whatever, you cater to a certain audience. It just all depends on the audience you're catering to and what you're doing and what you're producing. It's just like music. Some people going to gravitate to it, some people not.
So after that ended with him, did you ever think about doing it after that?
I thought about it, but I just didn't have the time to really put into it to make it successful how I wanted it. I had too much going on. I'm always working a job, and then I'm doing my own thing on the side. I was like, I really don't have the time to really put into this because, like I said, you got to work like a full-time job. It's going to take
production.
Because your production got to be right, and you got to know how to edit. You have to know how to filter, maybe put music and all that stuff. And I can do that with my phones, with your cell phones, your laptop or whatnot, but it's just timing. I don't have the time to do it. I don't. So
I got you. That's what's up. So